Welcome to my top 10 most anticipated and noteworthy comic books for December 27th, 2023. I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. Hopefully this list helps you make decisions of what comic books to buy, because you know what? It's never too early to start that pull list for next week. So before we dive into it, guys, I just gotta give a quick shout out to Whatnot. Remember, guys, Whatnot is a free app that you can download. It's in my link in the description box below. When you create your profile and win your first auction, you're going to get a $15 credit. So whether you're a collector of comic books, action figures, Hot Wheels toys, Funko Pops, you can use that $15. It is absolutely awesome. It's absolutely for free, and it does support the channel. So it's much appreciated, guys. All right, so here we go. The book that's on the rise. I'm sorry, the book that's on the hot seat. Yes, the book that's on the hot seat is Deadly Hands of Kung Fu Gang War, Issue 1. Yeah, it says, whose side are you on? Gang war has thrown the crime lords and superheroes of New York into a deadly conflict, and Shang-Chi is involved. Is he a friend? Is he a foe? What's his involvement in the whole gang war? This is the book that I'm least excited about when it comes to the gang war stuff. I can honestly tell you, though, that the gang war spin-offs, for the most part, have not been too bad. The Shang-Chi one obviously is, question mark right now. The Daredevil one was actually really good, and I like the Luke Cage one. So, we'll see how it continues to go. This one is 32 pages, and this one is $5. Now we're on the book that's on the rise, and this time it's Carnage issue 2. Carnage issue 1 was actually really creepy. We got to see the rebirth of Cletus Cassidy. So he's back, and now he's messing with Flash Thompson. And if you remember, Flash Thompson is like anti-Venom, but he's like anti-agent Venom. It looks really cool. And what happened is Carnage is becoming like this crazy, like he's trying to become a god like usual, and he's creating all these like insane murders at the same time. In the last page of the first issue, you wind up seeing this guy get boiled alive. Like, it was a little dark and a little bit creepy, man, but you know what? I loved it. This book is 28 pages, and this one is $5. Here we go. Kicking off the top 10 now, we have Firepower. This is issue 30. So this is the conclusion to Robert Kirkman. It's Firepower. I thought that this series really started off strong. He created this whole origin story with this trade, and the first like 15 issues or so were just like bangers, man. And then it just kind of stalled out because I feel like Kirkman had other plans or maybe other priorities, and now this story is ending. It's had its emotional beats. It's a very grounded story in very many ways, but I just wonder if Robert Kirkman just lost his passion for this story. Will it be the last time we see this character? I don't know, but overall it's been pretty good. This is 56 pages, and this is $6. Moving on to number 9, we have the Holy Roller issue 2. So this was a very interesting book. It's written by Andy Samberg, and it's also done by Rick Remender. And this was a story about a kid back in the 80s who wound up getting picked on because he was Jewish, and he lost this bet, and he was exiled from the arcade, and he kind of became this introverted person where he was helping the environment, and then all of a sudden he found out that his dad is dying of cancer. So he goes back to the town to see his dad once again. His dad's still alive, and he comes back to this town, and it's not the town that he once remembers it. And believe it or not, that bully's all grown up, and he's still there, and he recognizes this kid, and they start fighting with each other. And he's not a kid anymore. He's like a grown adult. So it pushes this guy to the next edge, and he becomes like this crazy superhero that has a bowling ball for a weapon. Dude, it's crazy. It's definitely something different. I like the first issue. Have no idea the direction of this comic book. We'll see where it goes. This one is 32 pages, and this one is $4. Coming in at number 8, we have James Tynion's the fourth Universal Monsters Dracula. This is issue 3. So this is an interesting story of just Dracula, and we get to see like his minions and how this one guy has been like this by Dracula's side all this time, but Dracula doesn't feed him the good stuff, and he takes care of the ladies, and we wind up getting to see this female getting possessed by Dracula's, you know, hypnotism and things like that. The artwork is very much like not airbrush, I would say like watercolor art. It mesmerizes you. I think that's the point of it. So if you read Department of Truth, you would understand what I'm talking about, because that's the way the comic is drawn in here. This book is 32 pages, and this one is $5. Moving on to number 7. We have Green Arrow issue 7. So Oliver Queen is back, guys. After the first story arc, they finally found him. He was traveling all over the universes and stuff like that. And now there's lots of things that he has to figure out what's going on in you know, his main Earth and within his family. And it's cool to see the family all reunited as well. Of course, Amanda Waller is involved in his comic book, and she has taken interest in Oliver Queen as well. So we're going to see how the story continues to develop. I'm really excited to get that through that initial first story arc, and I love the way this book is drawn. Solid story. 32 pages, $4. Coming in at number 6. Here we go, guys. More Gang War stuff. We have Gang War, Miles Morales, Spider-Man. This is issue 14. We got the Prowler involved. So I am anxiously excited to see the Prowler in this comic book. I do have Miles Morales issue 13 that came out this particular comic book week. I have not currently read it yet. It's pretty close to being next on my pile to read, but I have a feeling that this tie-in is pretty cool because it has some major players in here, like the Hobgoblin. So now you're putting Prowler in here as well. Dude, that sounds pretty awesome to me. So the legacy numbering on this one is 296. This is also, I'm pretty sure, a $5 comic. I don't have the price on here. Coming in at number 5, we have Batman Santa Claus Silent Night issue 4. It's a fun series so far. I've read issues 1 and issue 2. It's definitely surprised me. We have Santa Claus teaming up with Batman going against Grimpus, and in issue 2 we wound up seeing like I guess the separation between Santa and Grimpus and what he's done, and you know, his thing when it comes to kids that are being bad or men that are being bad, like he eats them and stuff. It's just intense, dude. Definitely a surprising series, a lot of fun, and it's perfect for the holidays, man. How can you deny Santa, right? So this one is 32 pages, and this one is $4. Moving on to number 4, we have Ghost Rider issue 21. End of the road. The cult of Mephisto is possessing the next generation of humanity, but even if the spirit of vengeance stops the cult, what does that mean for the future of the Ghost Rider? Could this be the end of the era? Yeah, guys, could this be the end of Johnny Blaze? Like, we have had a preview that there is going to be a new Ghost Rider, and it's all hinted that it's going to be Talia Warroad. She's been a heavy character since the beginning of this run, which I like the character. Does she replace a Johnny Blaze? No, I don't think so. But who's to say that Johnny Blaze is going to be gone forever, or who's to say that he's not going to be Ghost Rider forever? It's just probably a temporary thing. But I do like Talia Warroad, and I do like how Benjamin Percy has taken his time to introduce you to the character, get to know her, get to know her origin story. It's not one of these characters that's just thrown at your face and you're supposed to like them and automatically take over the mantle of a hero that you followed for years. At least she's been in the book for a couple years, so I understand at least that aspect of it. So this is the final issue, and it's legacy numbering 264, 40 pages, $5. Coming in at number 3, we have Gunslinger Spawn issue 27. So Gunslinger continues his mission in hell. He's out to kill the man that can't be killed. Who is that? He's had a vendetta since the very start of this run. It's been a phenomenal run. It's always action-packed. I could give a shit if any story progression happens in this book, just because I love the artwork, no matter who's doing it, whether it's Brett Booth or who's the new guy, like Dexter Soy or whatever his name is. I don't even know if that's the right name. I just could have came out with that out of my head. But anyway, it's just a badass story. It always looks great. I love the action. I love like how much of a survivalist that Javier is. He's a great character, man, and I just love everything about the book. And of course, it's $3. Coming in at number 2, you guys are going to be excited about this one. We have World Tree issue 6. Yes, it's the beginning of a new story arc, so I'm very excited for that. It's written by James Tynion. If you forgot what happens, I'll see if I can give you a little bit, jog your memory a little bit. The World Tree character is the main character's like sister, okay? And she got possessed by the underweb or dark web or whatever it was, and she's about to take over the whole entire world, right? And then her brother winds up shutting down everything, so she can't do it. So it's a temporary fix, but at the same time, the world can't work without internet, right? So I don't know, dude. It's very intense. Definitely looking forward to finding out how this story progresses. I want to know if you guys have read World Tree. If you haven't, are you interested in the trade? Just let me know in those comment section below. 32 pages, $4. So before we get to number 1, or remember, sorry, after number 1, we're not done. Because we have those noteworthy comic books to talk about, guys. Because yes, there's 10 comic books on my list, but those 10 comic books might be on your list to buy, and maybe these noteworthy comics might help you make decision on what comic book to buy. I have no idea what I'm saying today, guys. I am just all over the place. There's way too much going on with the videos and my job with tennis, Christmas, it's my wife's birthday. It's just a lot going on. So you know what? Let's just go on to number 1, most anticipated, and then we'll dive into those noteworthy books. So we have Duke issue 1. I'm really excited for this. This is the next installment of the Energon universe, as we get to see Duke here go into his story. We saw him in a Transformers issue. He confronts, I think it was Starscream, and he wound up getting away. So I want to know what's Duke's story here going forward. It's written by Joshua Williamson, which I think is really cool as well. This book is 40 pages, and this is a $5 book. Okay, so here we go, diving into those noteworthy comics. First off, we have Marvel Comics, guys. More X-Men stuff. We have Immortal X-Men. This is issue 18. Then we're diving into X-Force. This is issue 47. And then, I guess you can consider this kind of an X book because Wolverine is in it. This is Predator vs. Wolverine. This is issue 4. And then we move on to Sensational She-Hulk. Right now we're on She-Hulk issue 3. So I don't know what to expect from this book either going forward. It's like a continuation of the last volume. They should have just kept the numbering the same. It's kind of dumb. And then we have the continuation of Spider-Woman. This is issue 2. Also a gang war tie-in. Then we have Timeless issue 1. These come out once a year usually. I feel like this book is coming out a week early. It should come out at the beginning of the year, but that's just me. All right, and then we move into Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars Battle World issue 2. I heard no one talk about this comic book. Did you guys read this thing? I read it. I mean, it was okay. It was just like little stuff that took place in between what's going on in Secret Wars. But I want to know, let me know in the comments section below, like, did you read this book? And what'd you think of it? All right, and then we have DC Comics. So we have Detective Comics issue 1080. Man, I haven't read an issue of this in such a long time. For me, all these covers look the same. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't pay attention, right? I don't know. And then we have Action Comics, the 2023 annual. See, this makes sense. This is when you want to release an annual, like at the end of the year, and you do it once a year. That makes sense to me, dude, okay? All right, and then we have Titans issue 6. And then we have The Flash. This is issue 4. Then we have the Justice Society of America, issue 8. Is that like a Red Lantern? Like cyborg Red Lantern girl? Like, what is that? I don't even know. It's weird. And then we have Harley Quinn, issue 35. Then we have the continuation of The Penguin. This is issue 5, written by Tom King. And then we have Titans Beast World, issue 3, where Batman is turned into a werewolf now. So I don't know about that. And then we move on to the indie comics. Don't stare too hard at this cover, guys. This is Tenement issue 7. My God, this one makes you dizzy. Then we have the continuation of Local Man. This is issue 8. Then we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 115. And then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures issue 8. We have the continuation of Edenwood issue 3. I'm not reading this book anymore. It is just way out there, dude. It's like in another universe for me. There's so much that goes on in this book in 2 issues. You cannot comprehend all that material. All right. And then we have a new Something is Killing the Children spin-off book. This is called The Book of Butcher. This is issue 1. So there you have it, guys. There are my top 10 most anticipated and noteworthy comics for December 27th, 2023, the final time of this year. I did a most anticipated video. So next week will be comics being discussed in January 2024. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that great stuff. I'm going to leave you more content right here for you to click on. And of course, guys, as always, support the local comic shops. Keep buying, keep collecting, but more importantly, always read those comic books. Guys, I'll see you real soon. Thank you so much.